This little 3-gallon tank has been sitting around for months now, just collecting dust and a little pearlweed. I didn't really have a plan for it, but every time I looked at it, I kept coming back to the same idea. What if I could build something permanent inside of it? Something that turns this tiny glass box into a miniature world. Not just another aquascape, this one would be different. And today, I finally decided it's time to try. First, I cleared the tank. The floating pearlweed comes out, the airstone in the back as well. It's a weird feeling, emptying out a tank that's technically already empty. But I needed a clean slate, no distractions, no clutter, because what I'm about to do is either going to be a total disaster or one of the coolest tanks I've ever put together. The idea is simple on paper. Build a rock wall on the back panel. Permanent, solid, built by hand, but the execution, that's another story. I grabbed a shoebox I've been quietly filling over the past few weeks. A random mix of aquarium gravel and small pebbles I found while walking my dog. Some were picked up on hiking trails, other from parking lots after it rained. I didn't even know what I was collecting them for at the time. I just liked them. And now they're going to be the foundation of this project. To hold it all together, I'm using Gorilla Glue. I read up on it, it's water resistant, and once cured, it should be aquarium safe. Still, there's always a bit of anxiety when you glue something directly into a tank. There's no going back, no undo button, and if I mess this up, that's it. I turned the tank on its back and started laying down the first row of pebbles. A dot of glue, pressed a stone in, hold it, wait, repeat. At first, it felt kind of fun, like crafting, but after an hour, I realized I had barely made a dent. There's something weirdly humbling about spending 10 minutes arranging a single square inch of rock. It took way longer than I expected. Honestly, I thought I'd finish this in one sitting, but halfway through, I had to take a break. My brain was tired of second-guessing every rock I placed. But eventually, I got there. When I stepped back and took a look at the finished wall, I felt it. The little rush of, this might actually work. The glue instructions said to let it cure for 24 hours, so I waited, and worried. Would the glue hold? Would the weight of the stones crack the glass when I stood the tank up? Would it even look good when it was filled with water? The next day, I gave the wall a gentle tug. Nothing moved, solid, not even a wiggle. I might have done a little fist pump when no one was looking. Carefully, I tilted the tank upright. No shifting, no falling rocks. So far, so good. I slowly added water back in, watching for any signs of trouble, but the wall stayed firm. That was the moment I knew. This wasn't just a weird little experiment anymore, it was becoming a real tank. Now for substrate. I didn't buy anything new for this, I just mixed together some leftover black sand and Eco-Complete I had in a bucket. The texture's a little uneven, but honestly, it kind of works. The contrast against the stone wall looks natural, almost rugged, like a small riverbed. I started planting pearlweed, just little pinches, spaced out across the back. It's sparse now, but I've grown this plant before. I know how fast it spreads when it's happy. The trick is giving it time and a reason to grow. I kept a floating clump too. This adds some vertical depth, and I've noticed shrimp love to hang out in the floating plants. Which brings us to the next part of the plan, the test crew. Just a few pumpkin orange neocaridina shrimp to start. I don't love using live animals as test subjects, but I had to make sure the glue wasn't leaching anything harmful. If even one of these little guys started acting off, I'd know I needed to pull the plug. But they didn't. They explored the tank, picked at the pearlweed, climbed the rock wall like little mountaineers. No stress, no signs of trouble. That gave me the green light to add the rest. I've tried breeding neos in community tanks before, but I've never had much luck. Too many predators, too many variables. This time I want to give them their own space, their own world. Some are quiet where they don't have to compete or hide. Based on my experience, this works wonders. Watching them settle in felt peaceful. They just went about their business, cleaning the glass, grazing on biofilm, hopping from leaf to leaf like nothing had changed. That's when I realized this build wasn't just about the rock wall or the plants. It was about giving these shrimp a home where they could actually thrive. And maybe giving myself a space to slow down too. There's no filter in this tank, no heater, just an airstone and some plants doing their thing. It's running on the bare essentials, and so far, it's working. No fuss, no noise, just quiet life in a glass box. About a week later, the pearlweed was due for its first trim. That's always a good sign. It means the plants are growing, the tank's stable, the ecosystem is finding its balance. And for the first time, I turned on a proper light. Until now, everything you've seen was lit only by natural daylight, filtered through a window, bouncing off the floor of my fish room. But with the light on, the whole tank came alive. You could finally see the shimmer of the orange shrimp, the texture of the rocks, the soft carpet of pearlweed filling in. A small, tiny world, built slowly, by hand, with stuff I already had, and a few stones I found on the side of the road. It's not finished, it might never be, but for now, it feels alive, and that's more than enough.